Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to the Flightless Esports Twitch stream. I am very excited to get into some Valorant gaming for you very soon. But we are just waiting a moment until we can get going. Bear with us, people. Bear with us. Black Ops 6 codes day? Yeah. I don't know, man. Chai hasn't given me my codes yet. This guy, kind of useless. How's it going, Accord? I'm doing well, thank you. It's a little bit chilly here in New Zealand, but that's okay. Alright, I can hear somebody now.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going, my friend?
I've been doing well. Arashi, how you been doing?
I've been good, man. I've been good. Hey, finished up a day of work, and now I'm here to stream some Valorant, so I cannot complain at all. But of course, a big welcome to everybody that's tuning in on both, of course, our stream, Flightless Esports, and over on Diggsy K's channel. If you don't know who Diggsy K is, well, Diggsy K, I'm sure, can introduce himself right now.
What is up, everyone? My name is Kelvin, aka Diggsy K. I am going to be one of the streams that will be streaming for the games of Red Bull Homeground. This will be the New Zealand qualifier. And for the winner for this qualifier, I believe we'll be heading to Tokyo, Japan for that good old chance to get into that APAC scene. How you like that?
Just imagine that. What an opportunity for, players that are playing in esports, no matter what the game is, any opportunity to be able to leave the country and do something that you love doing is a big deal. So I'm obviously very proud to be working alongside my newfound friend Diggsy K to bring you that Red Bull Homeground action. Of course, 6 weeks, I believe, of... is it 6 weeks? I'm sure it's 6 weeks. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, we're going to have some good Valorant for you over the next few weeks at the very least. And, hey, make sure you go check out Diggsy K's channel as well. I've just popped it in the chat. Chuck him a follow. He'd be very happy to have you go and join the action over there. But we're actually going to be streaming the same game together tonight. We're going to be looking at the University of Waikato's esports team. And they will be taking on Team Siam. So that's going to be the first match of the night. We've got 2 matches for you. 2 best of ones. You've got to win 1 game and that's it. You're done. So, of course, the top 4 teams at the end of the split will get the chance to go to a live finals. Winner of that, heading over to Tokyo, Japan, which is going to be a great time.
A lot of talented players already. We can already see from the University of the Waikato side as well. But Team Siam not looking too bad as well in terms of manpower over here. You can see we can speculate for a little bit for the University of Waikato's side. I believe we have Shupel. We have Vasa, Kissenjoyer, ER404, and Jamesy Val. I believe most of these cats are around the Platinum, Diamond, Elo. Not a little bit for Shupel over there, but has a bit of like an unranked streak, I believe, but I think he can work well on that side of the bracket for his team over there.
I'm sure he can. I mean, hey, University of Waikato, it's a great place. I love Hamilton. I used to study at Waikato Uni myself back in the old days. This was like... Crazy to think this was almost 10 years ago that I was studying at university, but I was a Waikato alumni, so I have to hide my biases. I'm a big fan of the Waikato area, but let's talk about Team Siam. I'm not familiar with this team here. They're not obviously linked to a university or anything like that. Seems like just the good old grassroots sort of team coming up here to see if they can take on the big dogs. So, yeah. Who have we got?
Team Cheyenne is not much of an underdog and slouches for sure on that department. Unfortunately for the University of Waikato, it looks like they're going to be having their work cut out for them. A
Ooh.
lot of Ascendant 2s in this realm, and
Big ranks.
a couple, even a couple of Immortals in there as well, in the form of Alan and Atlas. They're two high-ranking players on the Immortal side here, and it looks like they're going to be one going for a smoke route and one for the duelist route in there as well. So good tandem in those two high-ranking players there as well. Looks like your bias might be able to become in handy in there for this game.
Ooh,
Looks like we're going
sheesh.
to be rooting for University of Whitecat as the underdog here by the looks of things.
Crazy,
But
crazy to think about that. Like, you know, I see a name like University of Waikato, I'm like, okay, it must be a big team, right? But then you say we got players on Team Cheyenne up in the Ascendant and Immortal ranks. It's, yeah, obviously this is going to be a big match. This, you know, what do you even call that? The fire starter. It's, first match of the night. It's going to be an absolute banger. So we're going to be kicking off in just under 3.5 minutes time. Very excited to get this going. But of course, like, you know, I am not a Valorant player myself. I think I've played less games of Valorant than fingers on my hand. I do have 5 of those, just so people know. But this is not my forte. If you're new to the Flightless Esports stream, I'm typically a Tekken and Street Fighter streamer. I'm a competitive Tekken player. I have been for a while, so that's what I normally do over here. Diggsy K, on the other hand, plays a lot of Valorant, I believe. So maybe he can fill the people in about, you know, what we should expect when it comes to this game.
a lot of things that is pretty much out of field for the tactical shooter scene. If you're familiar with Counter-Strike 2 or any of those games around that area, pretty much it combines the abilities of Overwatch to the tactical shooter of Counter-Strike 2. That's how a lot of people generalize the game of Valorant. Um, but since then, it's grown to a much more very combo-y based. If you're like in, just say like in fighting game terms, um abilities comboing with other abilities to get your kills. You'll be seeing a lot of that today, and by the looks of things and by the looks of the lineups that we have today, you're in for a treat here, Arashi, because you University of Waikato and a bunch of versus a lot of high-ranking players here. You're in for a treat indeed. You'll be able to see a game. You'll be exposed to yourself in a game pretty much on the high level straight away. And what a way to learn Valorant at this point,
Yeah,
right?
getting chucked straight in the deep end. I mean, hey, that's okay. I got to learn how to swim somehow. So, this is definitely going to be exciting, not just for me as a kind of first time sort of spectator here, but definitely for the people that are checking out the stream. Thank you so much to all the people that are viewing so far and the new followers. Much appreciated on that. But yeah, we don't have too much longer until we're going to get into things. If you
Two
missed out
minutes
on
left.
what is going on, it is University of Waikato Valorante taking on Team underscore Cheyenne NZ. Of course, this is the Red Bull Homeground New Zealand qualifier for Valorant, created by Riot Games. If you don't know about Riot Games, you've got to be sleeping under a rock. We got Valorant, we got League of Legends. If you don't know, 2XKO, Riot Games fighting game, coming out early next year. So, you know, maybe we'll be seeing a bit of that next year. But for now, we got Valorant, which is a very, yes, out of left field sort of tactical shooter combined with some crazy stuff. You got people chucking out firewalls, people busting out snipers that can kill you in one hit. Shout out to my boy Chamber. I was playing some practice mode earlier. That character is sick. But hey, I gotta see how this match goes, and we don't have to wait much longer to find out. I'm gonna swap over to the game view, which right now doesn't look like much. We're just waiting before this all begins. We're in the lobby here with Team Cheyenne, and it won't be too much longer until we can see. So yes, University of Waikato Valorante and Team Cheyenne.
Of course. During your a bit of a playtest with the game so far, is there any other like agents or guns that you're looking forward to see in particular?
I mean, I'm a big fan of the sniper sort of plays when it comes to these sorts of games. I can't quite remember what the name of that sniper was called. You were showing me last night, but what's the sort of beefiest
Operator,
sniper
I
they got?
believe.
Yeah, the operator. That's what it was. That's what it was. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. In terms of operate like agents themselves, I definitely am a fan of Chamber, but like I was saying before when we were talking, when I first started playing this game, I was playing a bit of Phoenix. I think that was the character that sort of stood out to me the most. He
Of
got
course.
that fire, you don't know, bit of Arashi lore. My first sort of username when I started playing games was Fireblaze, so this character speaks to my soul clearly. But yeah, Peakaholic says rank check. Well, my rank is extremely low. I don't have a rank at all. So that's maybe not the best start if you're looking for a competitive Valorant player. You are not looking in the right place. Maybe on Digsy K's side of things, not so much on mine. But hey, this is going to be a good time. The players are now getting set and ready to roll. We can see on our side. You guys won't be able to see it, but they're just going through and doing the bans at the moment. What are we thinking? What map do you think we might end up on?
Well, there's a lot of cases that they can go here in regards towards that side. I think I'll be able to show my side of the band system at the moment. If I could, hopefully, does that work? Nope. Unfortunately, not that side. Cool. Looks like we'll have to stick on the map vetoes currently. Um, in the map pool, we have Haven, Bind, Ascent, Icebox, Lotus, Sunset, still up for grabs. University of Waikato getting 3 minutes to ban a map here. A lot of choices here in regards to what you need to pick. But by the looks of things, just because it's a new map, a lot of people are looking to ban Abyss. Um, by this point, if I'm gonna be looking towards the map side of the win rates on how University of Waikato plays, a lot of them have their good comfort picks in terms of maps, but by a quick glance, it looks like a lot of them have a weak link in regards to either Haven or Icebox. Um, a lot of them have a bit of a low win rate side
Ooh.
towards those two maps, and
So
it
these are
looks
the ones
like
we don't want to see from. Well, if you're a University of Waikato fan, I guess.
yeah, a lot of Haven and Icebox, low win rates on towards that side. If they are looking to pick a map here, I would definitely go for Bind in favor of University of Waikato's side, mainly because they have a lot of games that suit well with, in particular, Vasta. Um, over here. I believe he himself has around 6 wins, 2 losses in regards towards that map. So if you're going to be playing around Vesta, he'll be heading towards definitely that bind map pick.
Okay, okay, makes a lot of sense. Well, we
And
still can't see at the moment uh, what is going on. I'm not sure what you can see on your side of things, people. By the way, of course, if you're tuning into Flightless Esports, make sure you also check on Digsy K's stream. He might have a little bit more for people to see compared to my side of things. But if you don't know about him, he's a great guy. He knows a lot about Valorant. He's been
definitely.
playing this game a while.
Being playing it, even though I'm playing in this game for quite a while now, unfortunately, I'm not as high ranking as I want to be nowadays. Life gets the better of things, unfortunately, but we do love to watch a bit of Valorant esports every now and then, and sometimes I also indulge in a bit of like League of Legends esports as well. I'm updated towards that side of things.
We'll love to see it.
I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to learning some more new games as well in the near future as well. Probably like a bit of like a fighting game
You gotta get in there
niche
with
there in
Tekken.
my
You gotta get in with
repertoire.
Tekken.
Of course,
I'm
I
telling you.
believe like Talon, yeah, definitely. I'll probably jump in some Tekken 8 as well. A lot of like my friends are, I actually have a fight stick in here that's already collecting dust, but
Oh, let's go.
um,
Okay, he's prepared.
I am definitely looking forward to learning me some Tekken. I believe like the only I gotta cop myself a copy though. The only copy I have currently is just the demo, but
That's okay.
what
That's
a way to
okay.
actually like learn
I mean, you can still get
towards that
somewhere with the
side.
demo. I think we could talk all day about Tekken, but of course the focus for tonight is definitely going to be Valorant. But a big shout out to the sponsors and the people that are making this happen. Of course, New Zealand Esports and the New Zealand Esports Hyperfiber League. Um, key components to making this sort of event work. So massive shout out to them. Red Bull, it is the Red Bull home ground. Well, you got to
I
shout
heard they
out
give
Red
you
Bull.
wings.
Yeah, they give you wings, and they keep sending me Red Bull. I've got like 50 cans just sitting at my house randomly. I don't know why. They just sent me literally 4 whole trays of Red Bull there, but I've already drunk a lot of them, which is not very good, considering I just
Damn.
came back from overseas. But I'm a big Red Bull fan myself, and also a fan of one of the other sponsors we've got here, Aegon by AOC. If you don't know
Ooh.
about Aegon, well, you're gonna be gone in a second if you don't learn about them. So Aegon by
So
AOC, check them out.
you see,
Gaming
definitely
monitors.
a lot of those in the market at the moment. So I'm actually looking for a gaming monitor myself. I might give them a hit up.
I think that's going to be a good idea. Hey, if they're going to be part of the Red Bull Homegrown event, you know that they're going to be good. So definitely make sure you check out the Aegon brand. But people, we are not very far away from this match beginning, I don't think.
I have a 30-second timer here, a bit close, I believe. I'm currently still in the lobby
Yeah,
with
same here.
the players and the observers at the moment, and it looks like we're currently waiting for I believe 3 more players from the University of the Waikatos.
They got some pretty beefy computers over there, just so you know. Waikato
Uh,
Uni,
uh,
they got them great computers. It's a great place.
uh, Give me like an insight anyway in terms of like University of like Waikato's like setups over there. Like, what was it like when you were
Yeah.
there in towards their like esports scene?
Well, like we were talking earlier, of course, I studied there. I finished up in 2018, and about that time was when they literally just opened up like a dedicated esports space at the university. They've got like a bunch of nice computers, HP, Omen sort of setups there, which are really nice. We went in there and ran some Tekken events. I know that they had some stuff for League of Legends, for Valorant, Counter Strike. Those computers can definitely run those games, and they've got a great space for it. It's nice and quiet. The players have got a space to focus, and hey, the players that are in this event tonight are able to just go over there and jam together, which is really nice to see. Um, I think having a space like that in any capacity is great. No matter if it's university or what. Like more spaces like that, the better, I am telling you. I don't know what the setup kind of looks like for Team Cheyenne. I don't know if they're all playing from home, but I believe the Waikato players are actually all going to be playing together in the same room, which is pretty cool.
I believe that will actually help a lot with their team chemistry in there as well. I usually like when esports clubs are usually like involved. Usually you'll have a game or have a game or two, and then usually we'll just, after the games we'll just have to just like go to the nearby cafe and just like grab something to eat and like just
Yep.
talk about reflect about like the games that you've been having. It's actually nice to have that kind of atmosphere as well, which
Oh,
is definitely
absolutely.
going to be a advantage when it comes to University of Waikato's side. Anyway, if you're not winning, you might as well have fun. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, that's the key thing for anybody that's in this event. I know the stakes are high. Like, who wouldn't want a free trip to Japan? But even if you're
I
not making it through to the top 4, even if you're, not sort of having the best possible results, as long as you're having a good time, you're winning. You're not losing, you're learning. And that is the key thing to take away. But hey, we haven't even got into the game just yet. We don't know who's going to be losing and who's going to be winning just yet, people. But as we were saying earlier, it looks like Team Cheyenne have got some pretty heavy hitters on their side of things. So hopefully we will be in the game very soon. But this is just the first match of the night. We're going to have 2 matches for people who are just tuning in. So this is going to be the first one. UOW Valorante take it on Team Cheyenne. And then the next match we'll have another one from University of Waikato, but I don't know who their next opponent is going to be.
Well, it looks like we're going to be getting to know University of Waikato in terms of playstyle, that's for sure. There might be a chance that we actually might cover their future games as well, whether it's in through their streams or through other teams' streams as well, just depending on if they go through. I believe this is a single elimination bracket, not a round robin at all. So if you lose, you're eliminated. Is that the case is?
Let me double check that for you because I believe it's supposed to be a Swiss bracket, but
Ooh.
let me check. We'll confirm that for you, people. You know, hey, we're learning as we go. So we will give you that information as we see it. But if I go through and read over what this tournament is going to be like, it is indeed going to be 2 best-of-1 matches each Tuesday night.
Ooh.
And it is from the 9th of July to the 30th of July. So it's only 4 weeks. It's not 6 weeks like what I said. It's 4 weeks. But basically, this is just going to be like a Swiss sort of bracket. The people that are winning, they're going to keep on playing other people that are winning until we get to the end. But when you make it to the top 4, that is when you end up going through to a double elimination final bracket that is coming up on the 6th and 13th of August. So it is 6 weeks. It's just 4 weeks of Swiss and then the last 2 weeks of the double elimination. So I was right all along. But yeah, it's going to be a really good time. This is, of course, the first match of the night. We are not very far away from getting it started. But a big thank you, of course, to the teams for stepping up to play and to all the sponsors that are making this event happen. I feel like I might need to grab myself another can of Red Bull. I've already had 2 today. I feel like I should limit myself, but I don't know. It's so tempting when you just got them sitting there.
Yeah, no, it's just like, do you have any other like flavors of Red Bull like sitting there apart from like your usual flavors? Okay,
so to explain, I won a Tekken tournament a couple of years ago, and my prize was 3 sort of trays of Red Bull. However, I have received significantly more than 3. And it just hasn't stopped. So it's I keep getting the normal. It
still keeps going.
Yeah, sugary, like no sugar free, none of that stuff. Just the classic Red Bull. They just keep sending it over. Are you looking for the brackets? I believe I can send you that. Let me just chuck that in the chat for people. So open up that link and see what you think. Okay, if you want to see some results so far, Team Ayachsi got a bye round to start things off. Well, that's nice for them.
Ooh.
We also have Team Visla versus Shenanigan Shoot. Haven't started just yet. Yeah, Valorante versus Cheyenne are playing very soon. Team Jacob JG were defeated by Team Nyash.
Oh. Already?
Already, yeah. I don't know if you want to go through some results on your side. I'm not sure if we're looking at the same page, but we also have Team Snow Blue Chub versus Team Watts Wong. HKCO versus Team Graphical. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Those are some of the matches that have gone so far. There are 5. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, 5 more if you want to read those off.
Just loading up real quick. Are we looking at matches or standings at the moment?
Yeah, matches. Just I got all the way down to Team Onob.
Team Onob, and I believe we only have a round 4. 4 matches left. We have Team Larryton versus Team Salty on towards that side. Haven't played yet, but 8 minutes ago we had Team Cryptus and Boosted going underway at the moment. A game between Feta 73 versus Team Chang, where Team Chang actually took the W on that one. On another match that started 6 minutes ago would be Damon Ones versus Focus GG. Currently, those are the games that are currently going on at the moment. Looking for I believe our end here would be University of Waikato versus Team Cheyenne here. Looks like they're going through a bit of a veto, and it looks like they've decided to go on Ascent,
Ooh,
I believe.
okay. Is that what we're
I,
seeing? Yes, Ascent.
I Yes, Ascent indeed. Ascent, for those who are new to Valorant at the moment, Ascent is the most common map that a lot of new players will have to enter eventually, mainly because they're the most beginner-friendly maps, and as a beginner player, that's the pretty much the map that you're going to be thrusted to in um, earlier. So a lot of advantage going towards that for these players over here. Looks like they're really be playing to both their comfort zones by the looks of things.
Well, that should be fun time. Of course, people, it's a best of one. They have one match, one shot, one opportunity to seize everything they ever wanted. But basically,
Moment.
yes, one
Are they going to
moment.
catch it?
Or are they going to let it
Or
slip?
are they going to
That's
let
what
it
we're going to
slip?
find out. So, yeah, once this match is over, people, that's it. They're not going into another map. That's it, done. They've got to move on and take on another team for the night. Of course, you get 2 matches every Tuesday. So, once we get this one done, we're obviously going to be hoping for well, at least I am hoping for a Waikato Uni victory. But at the same time, I'm very excited to see how Team Cheyenne does. And then we'll be able to see who the University of Waikato's next opponent is going to be. We're going to cover both matches from that team tonight. And then, hey, we're going to be back again next Tuesday, and we'll have some different matches for you. So, let's see what happens here. Looks like we're just waiting for 2 players to jump into the lobby, right? We're waiting for Spoopel and Kissenjoyer.
Yeah, Kiss and Joy. Well, if we're looking for the vetoes in here as well, by the beginning of the round, we'll have to look at the order as well. University of Waikato banned Abyss first, and then Team Cheyenne's banned Sunset next. The University of Waikato then banned Icebox. Team Cheyenne then banned Lotus. University of Waikato then banned Bind, and Team Cheyenne banned Haven. It looks like a lot of the stronger maps that were mentioned before for the University of Waikato actually got banned by Team Cheyenne. So it looks like they've actually been doing their homework here, and looks like they know which is their strongest map here for University of Waikato, and they saw that and were like, we're gonna ban that. And now here we are at Ascent.
That's pretty cheeky
Now
stuff.
we're
Pretty
looking
cheeky.
for this to start, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a really tight match here in terms of the way things will be going. Just waiting for a few more minutes to get the game started. I believe all the players are already set. We're just waiting
Looks
for
like
those
it.
R's, I believe.
Nothing but R's in my screen right now at the least. So, yeah, I'm very excited to get this going. Big thank you, of course, to all the people that are tuning in right now across our 2 streams. And we will be ready to play our first match of the Red Bull home ground for Valorant here in New Zealand. University of Waikato Valorante taking on Team Cheyenne on Ascent. First match of the night, one shot, one opportunity. Who is going to take this one out? Well, we're only moments away from getting in.
Looks like they're getting the R's in there. Looks like we're going to be starting about pretty soon. Are you excited, Arashi?
I am very, very excited, my friend Digsy K. Are you excited?
I am experiencing the good old jitters right now. Like my body can't contain the excitement. I'm actually shaking in my chair. I don't know if it's the winter, but it's probably the excitement. We'll say that,
It's
and
probably the
I can't
excitement.
wait.
Yeah,
Can't
this is
wait.
gonna
Can't
be it's gonna
wait.
be a good time. This is
And
just the first match of what is going to be a fantastic event for Valorant here in New Zealand. Like I've said before, people, I am not super experienced when it comes to Valorant, but I'm very excited to be able to bring you all this action because this is a fantastic opportunity for the players. Is there a delay? Yeah, there is a bit of a delay, so that is, I think, to be expected. But we are almost ready to roll.
full scrubbing that one.
My time wasted. Can they hurry? Have patience, my friend. Have patience.
Okay, patience is a virtue. A lot of chances to actually get your warm-ups in, a lot of chances to actually get your strats in terms of like this wait time as well, especially for Team Cheyenne.
You sound like you got a shorty to your head. No! No, I'm very, very excited to get into this, okay, people? I am very excited. I think, you know, because this is a game that I don't know incredibly well, there's going to be just a little bit of that hesitation when it comes to knowing what to say. But Dixie K has a lot more experience than I do, so we're going to bounce off each other and make this a good show. But hey, people, we're
Alrighty,
in. Ascent.
here
This is
we
how we're going.
go. We are now in. Well, at least I am. Here we
Looks like I
go.
am
We are
too.
now in
Defender side
the
is
agent select
Team Cheyenne.
screen. University of Waikato definitely taking their time into picking their agents here. Looks like Q locking in Reyna, Rento locking in Omen, Cheyenne locking in the Sentinel Killjoy, Atlas locking in that Jet, and Alin locking in that Sova. We're having a little bit of a huddle coming in towards the side of University of Waikato.
I see some
Looks like
characters
they're
that I
looking
recognize.
a little bit of Omen would actually help there. KO is actually good in towards this map. You'll have that suppression going on. There are a lot of brainstorming going on here for University of Waikato. Only 10 seconds remaining here. We'll
It's
see
kind of seeming like the
how it
composition
goes
is
on towards
pretty
end.
pretty similar across these teams at the moment, though.
Does because and apart from the KO and the Reyna difference between the two teams, you can already see what the strategy is here for both teams. Obviously, you'll have your Killjoy locking in down side for both the defenders once they get to their places there. Jet with as their duelist as well. A little bit of a shift in terms of Team Cheyenne here, who opted in for the double duelist comp, which is the Reyna and the Jet in here. Then you have your natural smokes with the Omen and your initiator going in towards that Sova. Sova going in for those recon darts. The University of Waikato actually going for a different route here, this time going for a double initiator comp. Um, they're definitely going for info here, whereas Team Cheyenne definitely going for a much more aggressive style of play by the looks of
Hmm.
things here.
That's what I
You
was kind of
probably
thinking.
won't
Even just
see.
from saying, you know, double duelist, I'm kind of thinking, okay, they want to put the pressure on them. But we're here in the buy phase now. Let's
It will
have a
be
look around.
tricky towards the defender side, which will be Team Cheyenne here with that double duelist comp. Um, and a lot of information seeking first for the side of University of Waikato here. If I were them, I'd probably be safe to, because of this composition, to actually start going for picks as well. Um, get rid of the aggro of the double duelist comp of Team Cheyenne And it looks like they're gonna go for an A side attack here.
Okay.
And towards that side, it looks and then Recon Dart gets to see someone on that side. Omen Rento going down to Vesta. Grabbing in towards that one. 3 coming from the spawn of the defender's side. Looks like Reyna in towards that smoke here towards main. Grabbing, slashing out the door there. Gonna have to break that in soon. Reyna going down to Jimsy, which is their Killjoy. Going in for that lurk, and it looks like we're gonna have a skirmish towards that top side. Vesta going down.
Oh, nicely done.
Cheyenne gets down.
One enemy
Oh, it's a
remaining.
1v1.
A lot of those going there. It's gonna be the
Okay.
Killjoy versus the Sova.
Versus Jimsy.
Chicken gets
Take
in
it
here.
out. Oh no, he's gonna
Jimsy,
reload.
The reload!
Concentrate,
Reload
Sova.
in clutch and gets the Killjoy in the end.
Amazing.
Attackers win on that side. Point goes to the University of Waikato. Still, because the attacker side managed to still blow off that bomb. What
Let's
a
go.
round to start off with.
That was pretty sick at the end there. The fact that there was a 1v1. That's just the first round of this, this whole event, and we're already getting crazy stuff going on like this. I think we're in for a really good match here, people.
Looks like University of Waikato going in towards this B side this time. Vesta going in for that bookie. Dashes in, gets tagged. 93 health remaining. He sees a couple people in there. There for the shower spam.
Got a plant. What's happening?
Spike planted.
Team Cheyenne getting tagged there. Atlas going away for that pick. Vesta going in there.
the lead.
Scanning ahead.
Vesta knows that there's going to be someone waiting for that market side. Going towards there.
Stay down.
Oh,
One enemy remaining.
beautiful
I'm
stuff
going
from
down,
the University of
and
Waikato again.
Wow! That's a good idea there. Mainly a lot of picks going on for University of Waikato at the moment. They just rush the site, get their own picks first, and leaves Team Cheyenne to actually just play reactionary here. And it looks like University of Waikato is starting to go another route as well. If they're gonna go for A site here, it might be tricky for them because Team Cheyenne has 3 people posted on that A site. Have to see and how everything goes at the moment. Atlas gets shuffled. That KO gone. No more ways to catch that info. But if we look on towards the B side over here, Vesta has that spike. Mid, trying to look for that clear. Over there. It's going to be tricky because it's now a 4v5 in favor of the defender side of Team Cheyenne. Mid is starting to look very clear here. If Vesta is not careful here, he might be tagged by the Sova.
Some sight blocked in the
Good
mid
cover
lane, but
there.
ER404's out.
Killing. Rento killing that Sova there. Now looking towards a 3v4. Allen going down to the Killjoy. And it looks like we're gonna have a skirmish here
Rento versus Jimsy.
towards the spawn
Oh!
Enemy
side.
remaining.
Rento going in. Catches the Killjoy. Kiss and Joy going down. Vesta going down to that Reyna. Another point going towards Team Cheyenne. Finally getting that egg out of the board.
It looks like we had a pretty dominant round from Waikato University, the previous one, but that one there, yeah, seemed like a bit of a blowout. I was kind of looking at Jamesy trying to set up for something and then get like they were trying to focus on one player, and then we had somebody from the other team there from Cheyenne just was kind of waiting for them to try and fire some shots and just killed them for it. So think about that next
University
round,
of
buddy.
Waikato. University of Waikato is starting to go on a 5-man hunt here.
Oh, not so good for
But
Vesta.
Atlas takes down Vesta. Atlas going for that triple kill over there.
Crazy stuff
Good
from
job
Atlas.
for that end. Towards that side, but looks like University of Whitecat are still sticking to their guns here on a 2v4.
One enemy remaining.
Atlas
Spike down
gets
A.
the Sova. Only got Kiss Enjoyer left.
Joe's gonna be
over
real
here.
careful.
Ooh, 30 health with the Dream over there. They know where he is.
Oh!
He gets all in, and Atlas shuts the Dream down of Kiss Enjoyer with that wonderful ace. 2-2 on the board for Team Cheyenne.
What are we looking at
What a
right
round.
now in terms of the KDs? Yeah, well, somebody told me to spectate Atlas before. I can see why. Currently sitting at 7-2. But damn, this is a pretty good match so far. We're 4 rounds in, and it is currently even.
It looks like it's going to be a tricky one for the University of Waikato this time. If you press your tab key, you'll be able to see that University of Waikato's guns are actually at a bit of a disadvantage here. Team
Ooh.
Cheyenne rocking with those Vandals. Bit of a half by here for University of Waikato.
So
Be
far
tricky.
away. That's a double from Q.
Oh! Q gets that double in there. 5v3 in favor of Team Cheyenne. Looks like they're going to be stuck here at the B site as well. They already know what's going to be happening here. Kissenjoyers really going in for that. Managed to get in sight, but still going back out.
He got the
Kissenjoyers
hit
still
shot from
gets
that
killed.
far away. Holy damn.
That is
Player
possible.
standing.
Oh, Atlas
Spike down B.
getting that. Atlas getting the rest of the team there for University of Waikato. Looks like things are starting to go into plan now here for the University of Waikato. And Atlas, 9-2, starting to actually like show some prowess here, some agent proficiencies in terms of how to play this agent in particular. Sitting at 6,350 creds in their pocket. A lot of wins going in there towards their end there.
I notice James is kind of away from the team right now. He's got to be pretty careful sitting up like that. But we do see Rento sort of covering the A side. Got some action going on here. What's going to do with it?
Into Vesta, going through that smoke, already inside, gets one, but Kyo gets two.
Last player standing.
Lasta gets two, and last, we still have Atlas, still killing Dreams out here. He still gets to find that Killjoy over there. He might find him soon! And he gets it.
He gets it.
3 kills on that Atlas. No one's gonna stop this man. 12-2.
Going absolutely ham right now. Yeah, I think it started off nicely for University of Waikato, but it's 4 rounds straight so far from Team Cheyenne. Yeah, this Atlas is ridiculous. I don't think they've kind of dropped anything since those first couple of rounds. As you said, 12-2.
Team Cheyenne has actually looked like they're gonna be playing around their MVP currently here. They're already posted up with B side here. It looks like they know what's going to be going down here towards that side. Vesta already popping out that
Vesta's
ult.
ready for
We'll
something.
see if they'll be able to...
Oh no!
There's a
They
fight
couldn't
going
get
on.
it going! Oh no!
Didn't get to use that ult at all. Atlas killing Dreams out there. He says, no, ult my Blade Storm is better. But it will look like
That
towards
is
the end
rough.
here. It's Kermish on the mid market here
One
towards that
enemy
mixed market
remaining.
side.
Cut
Rento
them
killing
down.
2, Kyo killing 1.
It's Kiss and Joy. It's all up to the Kiss and Joy. Couldn't do anything. Flawless victory from the side of Team Cheyenne. Oh my goodness.
Looks like they're getting their number here for University of Waikato. They're starting to get some good reads on where they're going to be going to next. And of course, timeout will actually be going towards the team of University of Waikato. I would do that too.
Yeah, they just want to have a bit of a
lot
breather.
of reads. A lot of reads going on at the moment. If you look at the scoreboard at the moment, Atlas 3, 2, and 1 assist. Still rocking a lot of credits towards Team Cheyenne here. Not doing too well on the side of University of Waikato here. Only have like 4,000 by the most. Looks like they're gonna have to like squeeze their way in here. Play a little bit differently. because
Mm.
a lot of the sides that they're taking are mostly like very aggro. And when you're a bit aggressive in terms of like hitting sites, sound cues will be pop up left, right, and center. Like defenders can actually like rotate easily around here, but it's gonna be tricky.
I think, yeah, the game plan from University of Waikato has kind of been to bunch up together and try to take on Team Cheyenne head on, which hasn't really worked out super well. You got players like Atlas and also players like Q who have just been sort of carving them up as they come in. I felt really bad for Vesta before trying to check out their ultimate set up for something nice and then just got absolutely obliterated by the two players from Cheyenne who were yeah,
Right here,
ready
we
for
go.
them. But what is going on here? Guess Enjoyer gonna take the stand. Preparing
Like-
for something.
You should run.
Oh,
Atlas once again, that's one. Oh, Atlas is down!
it's down. There. Sova taking over that side already. Killjoy ultimate has been used. Defender side. Looks like it's going towards there, and currently Vesta goes down. It's now a 3v4. Everyone is gonna be going towards this B side. This is gonna be a war zone.
Last player
Oh.
standing.
The reactions.
4 going down. Oh,
That
going
is
towards
brutal.
that end. 5-2. Now it's starting to look like it's gonna be a 6-2 for Team Cheyenne here. A bit of a switch up there in terms of tactics for University of Waikato. They get to spend both their ults here, the Killjoy ult and the Sova ult, but to no avail, sadly. It was a good plan, but
Hey, they
they're
took it.
dealing
They took
with-
out. They took out Atlas at least. They were able to get that.
they
going.
did.
But
14-3
yeah, just
towards
unfortunately
that end.
not enough to get the dub. We are
Yeah,
now-
even though this map sounds like it's CT sided, with the right team comp, you can actually break this one, which shows very well on how Team Cheyenne did
Revealing
here.
area.
looks like Vesta's
So
going to
look
be
for
taking the
Vesta
charge here.
Towards that end. It's very tricky. Vesta's position is currently in, mainly because he doesn't have a initiator to actually like back him up to start like pulling out flashes.
Last player
Whoa,
standing.
Atlas going towards that 3 kill.
Just like that.
Over towards that end, just like that. Oh, a flawless round for Team Cheyenne here.
Absolutely
It's
insane
tricky.
stuff. I think that
7-2.
it kind of just seems like the reactions were off from Vesta there. They need to crack some Red Bulls, I think. You know,
a lot
yeah.
of Red Bulls needs to be chugged in there towards that end. It's going, we're almost there towards the halfway mark.
Currently
I was
sitting
team
7
of
and 2 for
University of
Team
Waikato.
Cheyenne.
I'm gonna grit my teeth here for Team University of Waikato. They can actually still have a chance to actually go in here with a bang.
There is always an opportunity to bring it back. So far, we're focusing on the B side of things. Nobody really there to meet them just yet.
Team Shubal managed to actually use his ult there. He managed to clear a bit of a site here, but still, no picks happening. If this is a chance for Team Waikato to actually pull something off, this now would be the chance. They're all taking sight.
Be spotted.
Vesta going down to Atlas one more time.
404. Wow, takes them both out. Nicely done by ER404. Took out 3. Bomb is still in play here. Of course, somebody has to defuse that.
1v2.
They have a problem.
Last player standing.
Oh, 1v1. Who will take it?
Oh my goodness.
Cheyenne in the end manages to get that
And they have
one
the time.
kill that they need with 33 HP and a dream.
33 HP and a
What a
dream
good-
indeed. I think the dream needs to be passed on to University of Waikato right now because they are not looking too hot right now.
Careful.
But hey, anything
Not
can
right
happen.
now.
We're still in this. big shout out, of course, to all the sponsors, New Zealand Esports and the New Zealand Esports Hyperfiber League, alongside Red Bull and Aegon by AOC for bringing this event to you. This match so far has been fantastic. A good start from Waikato University, but Cheyenne have been completely on a roll since round number 3. So let's see what happens here in round 11.
Have to see here.
Cover going out.
Looks like
Spoopel
people on the
hanging up
B
by
side
himself.
got tagged by the knife. Trying to focus on where they are at the moment. Kiss Enjoyer managed to get in towards site. Retakes gonna happen here. But it looks of things. Rento getting the killjoy there.
Spike planted.
Nowhere to run.
Oh! Kiss Enjoyer and Shoko
One
going
enemy
down towards the
remaining.
2 duelists. Only and ER44 going down last in there. Team Shyam actually really using this double duelist comp very well against Team University of Waikato here.
Last round before the switch.
Yeah, that was
We'll
pretty
have
rough.
to see. We'll have to see if this last round will do anything for them in terms of getting around at least. Mainly because the switch will probably be will work well for them in terms of their team comp here. Well, we'll have to wait and see here. It's been a tricky side for University of Waikato in regards to attacking, but Atlas gets 1, gets 2
Spike down B. Last player standing.
towards their ult.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You couldn't even get anything started. Like, there was nothing you could say. The match was like already over at that point.
I was just
Yeah.
I blinked and I was like mid sneeze.
And it was
I
over,
believe,
yeah.
And I was just like, and it was over. And I was like, wait, it's done.
The momentum
10-2.
is so heavily on Team Cheyenne's side. 10-2 right now. Of course, they are 3 rounds away from victory here. Let's see if University of Waikato can change things up as we swap sides.
It is a bit tricky to this side. You're actually playing, as University of Waikato, you're actually playing against a very high ranked players here. It's gonna be tricky, but my eyes are currently on Atlas in this jet at the moment. They're now in the attacker side. It's now their chance to play aggressive as they can be. Looks like they're heading towards the mid here.
Already trying to take out
Already.
Spoopel. He's got to do something about that. Trying to shoot through the smoke. Nothing really
They already have
happened so
control
far.
of mid, and it looks like they're gonna have control of the market side as well. Kiss and Joy already going down. The defender side already has info on where they are. They are now rotating towards the A side.
Oh, he was
Getting
trying to
all the
avoid the
best,
3, but Rento takes him out.
Caution here.
5v3 now. Only 3 people remaining.
Boom,
ER404
headshots.
gets down.
One enemy remaining.
Wow.
Oh, Jamesy going in there. We only have Shupel left. We'll get him in the garden side. And that will be it.
Stuck
Or
between a
University
rock and a
of
hard
Waikato.
place. That was going to be a rough one. I was watching Rento play there. Just with a young pistol, they were able to land some headshots from a very far distance. It was like they were completely untouchable. They were getting shots fired at them. They were just chilling, saying, that's alright. I'll take 2 of you down. Like it's nothing. Here we are, 11-2.
Power of the Sheriff, baby. Power of the
Sheriff.
Sheriff. Long range, high power, high damage.
We love to
Nothing
see
you
it.
can do there towards that end.
Here
Looks
we are,
like
people.
Team Cheyenne going towards the same route as well, trying to get that mid clear towards that end. But Shupel still gets
Shupel.
down the Reyna towards there. Now you only have 1 duelist left. What are you gonna do here, Team Cheyenne?
We saw the gun. He saw the gun. Can he do something about it? No, he can't. He gets taken out through the smoke. Unfortunate.
Oh, had a good run there. Now it's a 4v4. Jamesy
down mid.
takes down Atlas with a Sheriff. Well,
Well played. Well played by Jamesy.
Here at Rento. Now we only have Cheyenne remaining. Towards that side. Cheyenne takes down ER.
Here.
We're heading towards the A site here. What will he do? He hears footsteps. But back's
Joy is
turned.
ready.
Spike planted.
One going from the top.
There goes
They
the
know-
bomb.
Placing swarm grenade.
They know where Kiss Enjoyer is.
Stealing sight.
They're currently just waiting for Jamsey going here. 5 HP and a dream, but he might get to see someone here.
Last
Going
Oh.
towards the L side.
He saw him. He couldn't do anything about it.
Kiss Enjoyer.
All up to him.
They know he's in hell. Ooh, Rento gets it in the end with a good old wall bang. 12-2.
match point.
10 straight rounds from, well, no, 12 straight rounds, I should say, from the side of Team Cheyenne. They are 1 round away from victory here. University of Waikato, you have to do something, and you have to do it quick, because if you don't win this round, that is it.
All the energy. All the praises.
They're low
The
on
whole
money.
of Waikato,
Making some
the
good
whole of Waikato's
purchases.
rooting for you.
I'm
Not
from
a
the
lot of
King
money in the
Country, man.
dream.
I got to see the Waikato team win. I'm from the King Country. It has to happen. But Team Cheyenne, they're just going too crazy with it. We're all bunched up around the A side. What is going to happen here? Atlas.
Oh, with a judge and a dream gets 1. What a good trade. ER gets his former Sova as well. Atlas getting tagged by the shock dart as well. In there. What a good run by University of Waikato here.
They're clutching. They say it's not over yet. I got a win for my boy Arashi.
Either that or Team Cheyenne caught slacking. In there.
Trying to set up for something. They're all bunched up in this little area. A main. Uh-oh, here we go though. Shots
ER
have
making
been
some
fired.
noise in there. It's like Team Cheyenne.
Just gonna back
Already
off.
Deploying
Cheyenne with a 37 HP. Atlas with 66. Looks like they're gonna go for it. Not
He's
a lot of things
blinded.
that can be seen here. We'll see if the high elo. We'll see if the high elo reflexes and aim here will
30
work
seconds
well.
left.
For a 3v4.
He gets him! Atlas
going
is down!
Planted. 1 enemy remaining.
Only Cheyenne left.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh! Goes down to Vesta in the end.
Comeback
Finally,
season for Waikato University.
Waikato on the board. Gonna love to see that. Please get
We
that
love to
one.
see it indeed.
Ooh.
Team Ace.
There we go.
Wow,
3
what a team
points
ace.
on the board for Waikato University. If you don't know, the University of Waikato ranked as the 3rd best university in New Zealand, so this just makes sense. They had to get that 3rd point. They can lose
3,
now
3,
and it's
3.
okay. They still had their dignity, but hey, they still want to take it out. If we get a comeback here, it is going to be absolutely insane, but this could be the start of something big.
Huge here. Looks like they're actually going to be going towards B side this time for Team Cheyenne. I wonder how they'll fray in here. ER 404 setting up in there. Might be able to take someone here if they're not careful. Ooh,
Okay.
just miss a little bit.
Here.
Cheyenne going in
Push.
for that push already. A lot of skirmishes going on towards that mid side though. Atlas going in already towards market. Kyoyu gets
Down. There goes Jamesy.
One.
Oh!
ER gets Atlas in the end.
Shot from both sides. It is all... Oh, I couldn't even finish my sentence. That's the end there, people. Team Cheyenne have taken out the first match here in the Red Bull home ground New Zealand qualifier. Cheyenne 1-0 over University of Waikato Valorant.
What a magnificent game played there by Team Cheyenne. Atlas with 23-8-3. Average combat score of 392. He looks like he's going to be the MVP of this match. 6 first bloods. And Q not too far behind with 19, 9, and 1 assist there. 5 first bloods in there as well. The double duelist comp is looking very well coordinated here for Team Cheyenne.
Yeah, beautifully played by both teams there. Of course, 13-3. Cheyenne were on a 12-round streak at one point in time. Yeah, Atlas definitely standing out as the MVP. I can see why people wanted us to spectate Atlas. Looking at players on the Waikato side, though, Jamesy looking pretty good. 223 average combat score. We had 12 and 14. Not exactly a positive KD, but close to it. And, hey, that's just the first match of the night, you know. The warm-ups are over. The training gloves have to come off, and we're going to get into a next match for you very soon, but that is going to be a victory for Team Cheyenne, which is a
Honestly,
great thing to see.
my observer skills are actually putting to the test here. A lot of these rounds happening very quick. You blink, you sneeze a bit, and all of a sudden, like, the round's over.
You couldn't even finish your sentence half the time. It was like literally you had one sort of big play from Cheyenne or something like that, and the round was, you know, it was over. Every single player on the Waikato University team down on the ground thinking about their life decisions. So,
A lot,
yeah, I
a
guess
lot of
sometimes
those
that's how it
rounds
goes.
were actually like very like aim heavy. As as for Team Waikato University, they're actually been doing a lot of duels, which is something that you actually don't want to do when you're up against very high elo players. There, you actually want to slow. You want to be smart about it, especially with your team comp, which actually has a double initiator route. You actually want to take picks in there, which is what they were aiming for, but it just ends up in a duel. Um, Team Cheyenne looks like their chemistry is like very on point. In terms of just letting their duelists just like roam free, have some picks, have some fun, and with Atlas almost a bit like almost 7 away from almost a 30 bomb there, you can see why.
Yeah, really good stuff. I mean, hey, that is only the first match of the night, people. As we've said before, 4 weeks of a Swiss bracket. You're aiming, of course, to go through the whole thing with as many wins as possible. If you want to end up in that top 4 position, where you'll be able to then head off into the double elimination final bracket. You know, losing early, not ideal, but this does not mean that the University of Waikato team cannot climb their way back to the top. Of course, looking at Team Cheyenne, they're going to be feeling good. Currently sitting at 1-0. Can they extend that to 2-0 tonight? Well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm waiting for these next matches to sort of come through. If we go over some of the other results while we're waiting, we had, yeah, Team Archie got a bye victory. Team Vissla took out Shenanigans Shoot 13-5. We just had Valorant versus Team Cheyenne 13-3 to Cheyenne. Team Nyash beat Team Jacob JG. Looks like that might have been a default. It was like 1-0. We have Team Onob taking out Hungry Seekers 13-1. Boosted beat Team Cryptos 13-3.
That's not so boosted.
Yeah, not so boosted, no. But Damon 1S took out Focus GG 13-8. And Team Feta 73 losing to Team Changarang 13, but I think that was a DQ as well. It's 1-0. But hey, that's what we've got so far, people. But we are waiting for the next matches to come through. We will have University of Waikato Valorant coming back through again, but who is their opponent going to be? We will find out very soon.
Bit exciting there towards University of Waikato there. They actually get, this is actually a chance for them to actually just get rid of the jitters of the first game, as well as you would do when you just lost one. You actually just want to like just shake off the cobwebs, just shake off the jitters, just shake off the nerves, pretty much.
You want to set up, yeah, it's a warm-up game. You want to set up for a comeback story, you know, lose the first game, bring it back in a big way heading into the second one. So this is all perfectly calculated from the University of Waikato team. But I think this sets us up like really well, can I just say, for the, you know, rest of the event. This is just night 1. Okay, we got a few more of these Tuesday nights. That was only the very first game, and we are going to be seeing some incredibly amazing games of Valorant over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you keep on tuning in, either for my channel or, of course, on Digsy K's channel. Make sure you chuck him a follow.
looks like we're gonna be waiting for confirmation on who we're watching next. But who are you looking forward to? Well, based on the players that you've seen so far, who are you actually looking forward to seeing um further into the tournament and towards this Red Bull event?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot that we could cover. There's like quite a few teams that are in this event, so there's a lot of players, a lot of different kinds of plays, a lot of ways that these players are going to sort of utilize their experience across the different maps. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Anything that I'm seeing in this game is something new for me, so I'm kind of learning as we go, figuring out things as the players continue to sort of, you know, get things going. We have Vesta in the chat, obviously wanting to sort of maybe get a better performance next time, but Jamesy was looking super strong from the Waikato University team. 12 and 14 there, best performer from the Waikato University side, so it'll be nice to see them sort of continue that performance in the next game. I think, you know, we knew heading into this that Team Siam had some very, very high-ranking players on there. Atlas, yeah, without a doubt, was killing it. I mean, you can see it in the numbers, but just the fact that we had players in the chat saying, yeah, let's go Atlas, chuck them on. We had them going with, yeah, 23 and 8 KD. I don't know, we don't want to glaze too much, but Atlas was looking super, super good there.
It's a lot of actually there, despite the hiccups that happened to University of Waikato, they actually had a lot of good plays despite their rank. Like there a lot of plays that went well for James. I believe the only caveat that James had during those rounds is he's getting a lot of kills and getting a lot of um let's just say advantage in regards towards that lurking side because of the agent that they played. It actually makes me wonder like what will he be like he um if they manage to actually just like switch up some agents over there. Vesta not doing too bad as well as a duelist, and it actually makes me wonder like what if they actually run a double duelist comp instead of double initiator comp. That might be actually working well towards the favor of University of Waikato. Um, but because so far of the based on the performance that I've seen so far, not a lot of information got out of the double initiator comp that they actually pulled off. Um, Mainly is because probably because of nerves, probably because of maybe inexperience with each other towards the game, or maybe it's because this is just their first game, or I don't know. There's just something. But that
trying
didn't
things
work out.
out. That's what you do, you know, it's early days, you gotta sort of test out the strategies and figure out what works and figure out what doesn't. I guess in this case, against a team like Team Siam, yeah, running that double initiator comp just wasn't going to be the play. You had some really, really strong duelists, of course, from Siam's side of things, so they needed to find a way to sort of match that energy. And didn't quite work out this game, but they've got an opportunity, of course, to bring it back in the next one, which we will have for you very soon, people. I think looking at the remaining matches, because there are 3 that are still going at the moment. Team Snow Blue Chub versus Team What's Wong on Bind right now. We have HKCO versus Team Graphicol also happening on Bind, and Team Larryton versus Team O Salty O on Haven. Those 3 matches still going right now. We kind of have to wait for those to be over until we can get the next matches coming through. But I really hope everybody that was in here enjoyed what they saw so far, and also what they heard. I think, you know, Digsy K was absolutely carrying it when it comes to the commentary. I tried to find moments that I could provide something of value, but nonetheless, if people are enjoying the stream, that's what matters. I think the gameplay definitely speaks for itself sometimes. You had moments there where, you know, yeah, we couldn't even finish our sentence and Team Siam had already completely obliterated the other teams. So maybe it would be nice if these teams allow us to at least provide some sort of insight before they completely devastate their opponents. But
Just let us think for a bit, you know?
yeah,
Like give us some chance to actually breathe and actually like work well with the crowd. But
it's nice when
unfortunately, if you're
teams allow us that opportunity.
yeah, unfortunately, if you're dealing with pro players, they're very headstrong. They're they have the vision of a horse, they could just like go straight and go in for the kill, but yes, you would.
Hey, they got to do it their way. This is their event, of course. Red Bull home ground. Opportunity for Valorant players here in New Zealand to show their stuff and potentially get a trip over to Tokyo, which would be a great opportunity. But I can also say, people, we've got another result that's come in. Team What's Wong have defeated Team Snow Blue Chub 7-13. So,
Oh, definitely
good
nothing
stuff from
wrong
them.
with that at all.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That was on Bind. And, you know, a close match, 13-7. But that is
13
the
and 7,
first
that's
match
actually
done.
impressive.
That is the one. So we're just waiting for 2 more to be finished, and then we should have the next round of matches coming up, people. But thank you so much for sticking by us. Yeah, great match to begin with. I think it was interesting to see, of course, for me, looking at the team compositions, how they were almost identical, right? Like, we saw
Yeah.
very minor differences in terms of the agents that were chosen.
A lot of
Do you think there was a reason for that, or?
It's they're very interesting observation there. Yes, there are actually a lot of default compositions for this particular map, especially on Ascent. You
Sure.
do have the Killjoy for both teams as well. As you can see, they both use their lockdowns, and you always have that effect on as you put down a lockdown. Like, you can see all the defenders just like trying to shy away from like getting hit by that final pulse.
Yeah.
You don't want to get detained in there. You don't want the ability to not be able to use your guns or abilities at all. You're pretty much a sitting duck once you're there, which was pretty much displayed well in this game a lot. Yeah. From what have you seen so far? Is there any agents that you're keen to pick up one day, based on like the stuff that you've seen so far, like anything that just like caught your eye?
I'm definitely a fan of the jet plays. I think maybe it's just because of the way that Atlas was playing. I'm like, oh, you know, you see a player that's super strong, you want to do the things they're doing. So I'm like, damn, I saw that jet gameplay. I was like mesmerized by what I was seeing. So definitely a character I want to see more of. But one thing I want to say, we've got the last set of results coming through. The closest match of the night so far, Team Graphical taking out HKCO 14-12.
Ooh.
So
Overtime happened there, definitely.
yeah,
14-12. That's the closest game that they had so far. Overtime happened, and Team Graphical actually just closed it out.
So yeah,
Getting
nicely
2
done by
ahead.
Graphical.
Nice.
And then we had Team Larryton versus Team Zero Salty Zero. Who do you think took that one?
By the looks of things, I'm gonna go for a good old Larry there. What did Larry get?
That is correct. 13-8 for Team Larryton.
Ooh. Let's just hope Salty is not gonna get too salty with that result. They actually had a good fight in there, but the looks of things, 13-8 is actually not a bad score.
No, absolutely not. And hey, I mean, it's the first game. It's the first game. You can't be salty. It's you know, a close result in the first one is definitely something you want to see. But that is how the cookie crumbles sometimes, people. But hey, we got another cookie for you. Make sure you grab yourself a cookie, grab yourself a can of Red Bull as well. I don't know if it's the best combo you could ever have. I feel like maybe a cookie flavored
Sugar
Red
and
Bull
sugar.
would be quite nice, actually, to be perfectly honest. But we have another match for you. It's going to be University of Waikato Valorant taking on Team Feta 73. That's going to be our next match.
Alrighty then.
So I think I need to just leave this lobby that I'm currently in, and we can join up and see the next match here. So, Team Feta 73.
Sweet.
Let's have a look into this team.
Let's have a look into this team. We'll see towards that side. So we're spectating University of Waikato again?
Yes, yep. So it will be University of Waikato's team once again. But let me just look at Team Feta 73. They didn't actually get to play their first match, I don't think. It looks like it was a default to Team Changarang. So let's hope first of all that Team Feta 73 are here to play. But second of all, I'm looking at the team. We've got the following players. Of course, Feta 73 is the captain. We've got Civil, AIC, Biggie Cheese, Yifang, AIC McKinley, and NP Sinaway.
Ooh. Just a bit here. I'm just gonna start looking at their stats if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna be doing the good old analyst thing.
Sure, and that's greatly
AIC
appreciated.
Feta currently sitting. Ooh. You're gonna love this one. Feta 73 is actually another Immortal player.
Oh, damn.
And has a whole lot of experience when playing Jet in particular. So if you're looking for another Jet player to watch, Feta 73 might be that one that you might have to look at.
Well, that is certainly an exciting opportunity there. I would love to see some more Jet gaming, but I feel like because there are a few agents in this game. There are a few of them. It would be nice to see more of a spread because, of course, in that first match we kind of just saw, not too much variety in terms of the characters that were chosen. I want to see some Chamber. I want to see somebody playing Chamber at the very least. But there's 24 people to choose from. They keep adding more agents to this game over time, which is great. Valorant only came out a few years ago, so nice to see them continue to update the game, add in more agents over time, and allow players to sort of express themselves in different ways. That's one of the key things about new agents coming out. People find the way that they want to play the game, and they can find it sometimes very clearly with a different character. I like the look of this character, Viper, as well. So
Viper is indeed one of the characters that a lot of people play, both in pro play and in casual play as well. A lot of them get to run Viper mainly for her poison clouds. Very handy to have in terms of being able to actually just decay your opponent's health with just by simply putting on a smoke or putting on a wall. If you're gonna drop a molly as well, while your spike is being diffused, drop a molly in there and you just blink, pray to the gods, and the diffuser's already dead, pretty much. In terms of the agents that Big Cheese used to play, he does have a lot of experience with the agent Raze, and you're gonna love this one. Yifang showing some prowess in both Jet and Chamber, both on the 2 matches there
let's go.
as well. So if you're looking to have someone play your good old Chamber, definitely Yifang would probably be your best bet over there. Just fingers crossed, though. It also all depends on what map they'll be choosing to play here with University of Waikato as well. Shubo doing a lot of work in terms of being an initiator with KO during that last game. Had to pull out the judge and start just like spamming shotguns with one of the rounds there, but it's one of the ways you can just like unleash your frustrations as well when you get a very high elo team just whooping you every round.
Yep. You just wanna
Vasta,
explode. Take them out.
Yes, of course. Vasta not doing too bad as well with the performance of Jet. I actually like the performance that Jet pulled off. Unfortunately, Atlas on the other team just had more off angles and a lot of strategy put on in regards to his performance. With Jet, Kiss Enjoyer with that Omen did what he could in terms of putting down the smokes in the right places, um, enabling Vasta to actually just like go ham at certain times. One of the underdogs that actually like impressed me half the time would be ER404.
Yeah,
Um,
AI404 had some great
with
plays
that
there.
solo, had some great plays there, especially towards that defensive side there when um Team Shy were actually like doing their thing, just like going on site, starting to just like hunting people. He actually had some good spots in there to actually get some kills with a good old Odin, sometimes some like off angle spots, some ratty spots sometimes, but you get to do what you get to do to actually just get some kills, you know?
Of course, you know, all is fair in love and war, and you know, whatever strategy is going to get you to dub is going to be the strategy you want to use. So I think I don't know. I haven't seen the full extent of like how sort of dirty a play can get when it comes to Valorant, but I think from what I'm seeing so far, um, you know, it really depends, of course, on the people that are playing and the way that they like to do things. I could see like one of the key sort of observations that I was making was just that Cheyenne were just playing faster. It was just like they were prepared to make a
Yes.
play. They were confident with what they wanted to do. If they were going to fire a shot, they were doing it, you know, faster on average than the Waikato team were doing it. And I think that just comes down to confidence. Like I think if you are confident in your abilities, you can afford to take some more risks because you kind of believe that they're going to pay off. And so I think if there's anything that the Waikato University team can take away from that experience, it's just to full send it. Sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to full send it.
A lot of the things that Team Cheyenne usually do is they have each other's backs.
Yeah.
Um, when one person dies, like they can just like communicate it straight away to their teammates, and they always just like have their backs. Like one person dies, and they one will actually just like go straight for that trade. That's one of the things that Team Cheyenne did extremely well, going towards that middle in the fountain and getting that space straight away, able to hunt down on like able to identify like what spots um University of Waikato will be hiding in, and just just before you know it, like already like 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills in Atlas's belt as well. And I believe he got an ace there too, which is mighty
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah,
You
he
get to
did.
like you get to wipe your team, wipe the team just by your own is always a good feeling to have in the soul, especially in a game like Valorant.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. It's I don't know, man. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that either. It's like
Oh, that
my whole team got wiped out. Really?
you'll always have that moment where if you play the game as much, you'll always have that moment like don't let him get the ace, don't let him get the
Don't let
ace,
him get
and
it. Don't let him get in the
that
zone, and then it's too late. He's already there. He's already there. So
yeah, you
rough
cooked way too
stuff.
much on that one,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Um, it is. It looks like the University of Waikato is starting to actually like maybe get their groove on for a little bit. They probably like doing some good old huddle in their esports club. Are you guys like
Yeah.
famous for your huddles usually during that time when you were there?
I think when I was there, like, of course, it was like different crowds, right? Like, you know, when we played fighting games, we normally weren't in there at the same time as the people that were playing League of Legends or vice versa. But, you know, university, well, the Waikato sort of vibe down there is that it's a big family. You know, the whānau vibes are definitely strong there. So I think if you're playing in that area, the huddles are going to be a real good time. You're going to be able to get some good discussion going. People are normally, you know, super respectful of each other. So I think this team is in a great spot. Like they might have been outmatched when it came to that last game, but they still have some really good opportunities to bring it back. And you know, the confidence is there. We can see it in the chat. Vesta's saying, you know, hey, watch me cook. Watch me cook. It's going to happen. But so far, from what we can see, looks like the bans are ongoing from Team Feta 73.
Ooh, This I would like to watch if I can get there.
I'm just looking at the Faceit
Uh,
website. You know, there's only so much you can see on there, but Feta 73 are banning the map. Timer has just gone out. Ascent is gone. We got no Ascent.
oh, no Ascent in there. Looks like we're gonna be having a different map to watch this time.
No Sunset. Sunset's gone.
Oh, Sunset is gone as well. Fairly new map, but we still have Abyss, Lotus, Icebox, Bind, and Haven in there. Abyss, a recently launched map, fairly new. A lot of comparisons to the CS2 map Vertigo. You might want to
Okay.
have a
Yep.
look at that sometimes. If you're not careful in where you're stepping, you might be hitting the floor 6 feet deep.
Oh,
Sometimes, if you're not too careful,
we do not want that.
on where you step, nope, definitely. Well, Team Feta, in terms of their best maps so far, all I could say is Ascent was definitely one of the maps that was their best by the looks of things. Um, in terms of Big Cheese's side, Haven was one of the good maps that is currently in their favor at the moment in terms of Big Cheese and his raise. So Team Feta not looking to probably ban Haven. They either have a choice of banning Lotus Icebox or Bind. I'd say take Abyss out if I was banning a map here, mainly just to get the unfamiliarity of Abyss out of the way. You know, new map, new stuff to watch out for. You don't know your team comps or you don't know what to play currently here. So I think it'd be wise to ban Abyss here. Leaving Icebox, Lotus, and Bind would probably give you a more high chance of winning in towards that sense. If by the looks of things, if they're gonna be picking a map here, as Team Feta, I'd be picking Haven without a doubt here. Although the familiarity with binds in the form of Yifang, he is familiar with bind at all. Towards that side, really taking their time here and towards banning the map.
Yeah, it
2
looks
minutes.
like. Oh no! What happened?
Ooh.
Huh.
What?
I guess it's over.
Oh, I guess it's over.
defaulted.
Defaulted.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that's
University of Waikato winning.
good stuff to University of Waikato Valorant. Then I guess
Let's
that's a dub.
go!
Well, nicely done. Yeah, unfortunate stuff for Feta 73. That means both of their matches tonight in the first night of the event have resulted in a default. That means they're down 0-2 and they haven't even been able to play yet, which is
Wow.
you know, not ideal, especially with what's at stake here. Definitely great stuff for University of Waikato being able to get a dub there, but you don't want to always you don't feel super great getting a win for something that you didn't actually play, right? I think it's definitely a good feeling for them to be able to have a point on the board, but yeah, kind of rough. Kind of rough. Maybe we'll have to see if there's another match that we can stream, considering that means we're done. We'll have to find something else.
Depends on how's the Hyperfiber League chat looking at for you.
What was that? Sorry.
How's the Hyperfiber League chat working so far? Are they currently looking for streamers to start the games or?
I'm looking at the chat at the moment. It doesn't look like anybody's really saying anything. I feel like most people are communicating through the actual, like, the Faceit website. I'm just looking at some of the matches that are ongoing here in round 2. So, Team Salty got a bye victory. We have Hungry Seekers versus Snow Blue Chub, who I think have already started. Same with Team Visla versus Team Ayachsi. Shenanigans Shoot versus Team Cryptos. Team Naish versus Team Larryton. That is still in the voting phase, so maybe we could see if they were keen to have their match stream. Team Graphical are fighting Team Cheyenne right now, and Boosted versus Team Changarang. And Damon 1S versus Team What's Wong. Oh, and Team Onob versus HKCO. Anyway, the only one that's still sort of in the voting phase is Naish versus Larryton. But let's have a gaze. I could ask. Well, I'll just post it in the chat right now, actually. Anybody keen to have their match streamed? Yeah. We'll post the message and let's see what happens, people. So if we can't find a match to watch, then that's okay. You know, sometimes it happens where these situations present themselves, and I don't know. And like for you, Diggsy K, maybe there's something else that you would want to show your stream. In my case, I'd probably be thinking if we can't get a match going, that I might end things off here. But we'll give it a little bit more time. You know, give it another 5-10 minutes. See
5-10
how we
minutes
go.
is not 5-10 minutes. It can just go by quickly. You never know. It might be able to get some people who are actually interested of just some good old insight from my brain to the stream of how to play Valorant. Hope you're actually learning a lot in there too. I know it's like a lot being thrusted into this position.
Yeah.
It's like what an ultimate trial by fire, and it's where it's like learning a game. You're already like streaming it, and then you're already casting it in such a such a nice way as well, if I may add.
Oh, appreciate
yeah.
that.
How's everything so far in terms of in towards learning the game and towards your own pace? What do you actually look forward to in terms of learning the game more? What do you look forward to apart from being a future Radiant?
Yeah, I think it's just being able to see the different see the sites of the game, right? See the different maps that are coming into play, seeing how the different players sort of approach these maps and how they form strategies around the different sort of points on the playing field. I think we got to see so much even from that first match about how there was such a difference, even though the teams were so similar between Cheyenne and University of Waikato, that the way they approached the map was there was a stark sort of contrast there. And I think that's where I get a lot of enjoyment out of watching these newer games, is seeing how other people sort of, how they play them. I think for myself, when I jump in here, because I do have that limited amount of experience, I'm kind of thinking well, what should I be doing when I go into these different situations? And you can learn so much just from watching other people do it. You can craft your own sort of style out of that. But there's obviously a lot of time that we'll be spending here in the Rebel Homeground event. It's not just tonight. We're coming back next Tuesday, the Tuesday after, and then the Tuesday after that. So we're going to have a lot more action, a lot more time for me myself to learn about the game and about the players. But obviously been a great time being able to work with you, Diggsy K. I really appreciate it. And you have a lot of expertise that you can share. And you have continued, well, you have already started to share with me, sorry, and you'll continue to be able to share as time goes on. So I appreciate that a lot.
Likewise, Ashura. It's in terms of being able to learn the game in such a quick pace, you're actually doing pretty well in terms of getting in there. And a lot of times, people start to learn the game, they're not very open-minded. Some of the people who are very used to one specific SPS are currently very headstrong on how they play and not really open to other play styles, which can actually be very very challenging. And at the same time, it's actually you can't really let that play style go. But for you, you're very open and you're actually off to a great start, and not bad for a fighting game fanatic as well.
Well,
You're
I'm
doing too
I'm
well.
glad I'm glad to know that I'm doing something right here. I think maybe it's to my advantage that I don't know too much about the sort of tactical FPS games, that I don't sort of find myself being locked into a certain train of thought when it comes to like how these matches are going. But you know, I guess I'll be able to craft my style more over time and check out a few more resources and things like that as we go. So definitely excited to getting stuck in there more. Um, but people, I'm not getting. It's kind of just straight radio silence in the Discord at the moment. Um, but that's okay. We'll give it a little bit more time, and then we might have to make a decision on whether or not we find another match to stream or what we're going to do here. But it looks like at the moment, pretty much everything is going. That match that we saw was voting, Team Nyesh versus Team Larryton. Well, it turns out Team Larryton defaulted on that one, which is a little bit disappointing because they won their first match, didn't they? Yeah, 13 and 8.
Yeah.
So how
Ooh,
unfortunate.
and then like Team Niche, looks like they have a curfew going on at the moment. They had to like get kicked out of the net cafe probably.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know. We can like probably like speculate on like what happened probably.
Postulate the
Um,
possibilities, but yeah.
yeah, a bit a bit shocking towards like the end of the day where you actually have to show up in the end, but um it is what it is really. If you don't have the time, then you can't make it.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And I can say, we're looking at the event right now. Of course, we've gone over this before, people. If you don't know, if you're just tuning in right now, well, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of Valorant action to show you, but you missed out on a great first match between University of Waikato Valorante and Team Siam. This is the Red Bull home ground Valorant event New Zealand qualifier, where the top team out of 21 different teams we've got here, by the way, the top team gets a
21.
free trip to Japan to play in the APAC qualifier, represent our country, and you know, make their way towards fame and fortune within the New Zealand esports space, which is amazing to see. But yeah, 21 different teams right now. Looking at the standings, Team Nyesh actually sitting at 2-0. They finished up their matches for today, and they are currently undefeated. Team Larryton 1-1. Team Siam also 1-1, and Team Focus GG also 1-1. Sorry, Siam are 1-0 right now. I don't know why I said 1-1. I'm just looking at the standings page at the moment. It's kind of out of whack for some reason. But anyway, Team Nyesh finished up their matches tonight 2-0, which is great. And we can also see that Team Jacob JG and Team Feta73 have unfortunately lost both of theirs. I believe both of those were by default. Yeah, unfortunate beginning for those two teams, but hopefully they'll be able to play next time.
Yeah, we'll actually find out in the further time goes on how these games go. Standings might actually like shift um towards the other way around sometimes. Mainly we're seeing like a whole lot of teams winning their matches and a lot of teams losing their matches, mostly due to defaults. We'll see how these games go in as time goes on, and we'll probably see some good shifts in terms of standings over there. But is there any team in particular that you're looking forward to probably see how they play by what you saw so far? I know we only saw one currently, but is there a chance that you're looking at someone that you might know or might not know?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty much out of the loop when it comes to any of these teams that I'm looking at. But of course, when you see a team that's undefeated, you want to see more of that. So Team Nyesh, I mean, they got a default victory on that last one there, but I want to see them play. They haven't lost to anybody so far, so I'm keen to see how that team manages to play. Because of course, with a Swiss bracket, if you're winning, like if you're undefeated, you're going to go up against an undefeated team very soon yourself until you get to the end of the bracket and you've got one team that hasn't lost to anyone, basically. So with that in mind, we might be seeing like the first match of next week being something like Team Cheyenne versus Team Nyesh or something like that, which would be pretty crazy. But then you also love to see the sort of underdog matches. You've got teams that are currently 0-2, and they'll be taking each other on for somebody to finally get their first dub and those matches can be super exciting too. So there's a lot really that we could look at, but I think with that being said, people, I've just swapped it back to my face, but I think that might be the end of the coverage for us for tonight. We haven't been able to get a game to stream, and it looks like all the games that we could stream are probably already underway. We don't want to be hitting people up, like, pinging people saying, "Hey, can we stream a match?" We're saying, "Dude, you just killed my clutch. I was about to ace, and you just ruined it for me." So yeah, we don't want that to happen. But basically, first of all, massive shout out to all the teams that have signed up for the event. I think as you're saying before, Digsy K, like, this is early days. It's just the first night. These results will probably shift over time. Teams might have not been super prepared for tonight. Some teams, I feel, if you're DQing, they might not have even known it was on. But next week, Tuesday, the teams are going to be well prepared to come back and bring their A game. And speaking of A game, well, let's look at Aegon, one of the sponsors tonight. Aegon by AOC, gaming monitors. Make sure if you're in the market for a new gaming monitor, Aegon by AOC is going to be a great choice for you. They are one of the sponsors here for the Red Bull Homeground event. Red Bull, of course, the biggest sponsor of them all. The name's in the title. So Red Bull Homeground is a great way for Valorant players in New Zealand to show their stuff. And massive thank you to Red Bull. We have two other sponsors there. Well, they're kind of the same thing, but Digsy K, maybe I'll let you lead the lead the charge on this one.
Currently don't have the list at the moment. I kind of
just two more, but they're on the screen.
Sorry, just 1 second. A little bit tricky here.
It's all good.
My
It's all good.
underpreparedness is showing.
You get there over time. You're like, oh yeah, I know them all off the back of my hand. Thankfully, with this event, there's not too many, but yeah, we've covered Aegon, we've covered Red Bull,
and the two last ones will obviously be New Zealand Esports. Thank you for showing up for all these players, for giving the chance to actually give these players an avenue for a road to pro play, and New Zealand Esports also being helped out by Hyperfiber in creating the Hyperfiber League, doing their best for the esports community here. Bit delayed, but I got there in the end.
You did. So no, massive thank you to all the sponsors that are involved in making this thing a reality. You know, it's a massive opportunity. Anything like this that allows players that play any sort of game in New Zealand to have their chance to show their stuff and potentially, make their way towards, a free trip overseas. Like, it could be the first time for these players to head to Japan, could be the first time to even leave New Zealand. So it's a big deal to have something like this. And, New Zealand Esports, Red Bull, Aegon, they're all making it happen. So massive thank you to them. I think with that, also a massive thank you to Digsy K for helping out tonight and streaming alongside me. You've been a great person to stream with. I think your knowledge about this game knows no bounds. It has been incredibly insightful being able to work with you, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next Tuesday.
No problem indeed. If you're looking for someone to just keep ranting about the game of Valorant, giving you more information than you'll ever need, probably some more info dumping, I'll be here for you. I'll probably see you more of that next Tuesday.
I appreciate that a lot. Well, yeah, people, so if you're watching either of our streams, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you again next Tuesday, where we will cover week number 2 of the Red Bull Homeground event for Valorant here in New Zealand. If you're watching my stream, of course, you will be able to see some Street Fighter 6 action happening tomorrow night, so come and tune in and watch the LPL showdown for Street Fighter 6. And then we'll have Tekken on Friday. So, yeah, that's going to be a good time. But with that being said and done, I am going to wrap my stream up here. I don't know if you're going to keep going with yours.
We might keep going for a few more minutes just to thank everybody that followed and popping in the chat as well. But Ashura, bro, thank you so much for having me on your stream as well. Massive shout out to everyone on your chat in there. Thank you for all your support. It means a lot to Ashura and I as well. Enough of the mushy stuff. there's more of that happening next Tuesday. I'm gonna bid you some ciao ciao. You have a good one.
Have a good one, my friend. Well, yeah, thank you so much again, people. Make sure you check out Digsy K's stream. Chuck him a follow. He will be bringing you some more Valorant action, I am sure. And of course, you know, we'll be back here again next Tuesday. So I'm just gonna, I'll deafen here in the Discord, Digsy K. But thank you again, people, and I will catch you next time.
Yeah.